Hey, I'm Jess with the Bourbon Betters coming to you with a review from Sunday's game and a preview of today, Thursday's games.
Earphones a little bit. Hey, freak.
We're going to do a quick review of Sunday's games. So, first game was Colorado and Marquette. I had Marquette advancing, and they did. The next game was Utah State against Purdue. I had Purdue advancing, and they did. I told you to take Edey at over 25.5 points. He only scored 23, so that was a miss. Next, we had James Madison and Duke, 12 against a 4. I told you to take Duke moving forward, and they did. Next, you had Clemson and Baylor coming in a 6 versus a 3. I said that Baylor would advance. They did not. Clemson pulled the upset. And I told you to take the over at 144.5, and it was under. The next game that we had on Sunday was Grand Canyon against Alabama. Grand Canyon at 12, Alabama at 4. I told you Alabama was advanced. They did. I told you to take Grand Canyon at plus 6.5. Well, the game went into overtime and they lost by 9. So that was a miss. But I told you to take Grant Foster for Grand Canyon at over 25 points, and he did hit there. So that was a win. Northwestern was the next game, the number 9 seed against number 1 Wisconsin. I told you that UConn would advance. And did I say Wisconsin? I did. UConn. So number 9 Northwestern against number 1 UConn. I told you that UConn would advance, and they did. The next game was Texas A&M and number 9 seed against number 1 seed in Houston. Texas A&M lost, so Houston advanced like I said they would. And then the final game from Sunday was the 13-seeded Yale Bulldogs against San Diego State University Aztecs, number 5 seed. I had San Diego State advancing, and they did. I told you to take Yale and the under, team total of 61.5, which did hit. So for the day on Sunday, if you go to the totals for the bracket, round 2 on Sunday alone, who I told you would advance, I was 7-1. Only game I missed was the Clemson game. Clemson beat Baylor. So the total for the tournament on games, I'm 31-21. And for the bets, I was 2 for 3, or 2 for 5, excuse me, 2 wins, 3 losses. So the total on that for the tournament so far is 22-29. So we're getting there. Great day as far as advances go, 7-1. You can't do much better. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back to talk about today, Thursday's games. Hey guys, if you like what you're seeing, hit the like button down at the bottom. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like. Leave a comment and hit that notification button. Hit that bell for notifications.
Suggestions in the comment. Let us know what you want to see us drink. Let us know what you want to see us review. Let us know what game you really want to hear about. We're here to let you know. We're here to win you money, and we're here to win money too.
All right, today's Thursday's games, the beginning of the Sweet 16. You have the number 6 Clemson Tigers at 23-11 going against the number 2 Arizona Wildcats, 27-8. Arizona is a 7.5 point favorite, and over/under is 152.5. Clemson defeated Baylor and New Mexico to get here, while Arizona defeated Dayton and Long Beach State. I've got Clemson advancing. I've become a believer in Clemson, watching PJ Hall the last couple of weeks, or the last couple of games. And I'm going to take them plus the 7.5 because they're a 7.5 point underdog. I'm also going to take Clemson's Gerard to have 2.5 threes, over 2.5 threes. And I'm going to have PJ Hall under 16.5 points. I think he'll get about 15. I don't think he'll be 16.5, or I don't think he'll hit 17. But I do have Clemson, like I said, advancing in that one. The next game, you're going to have the number 5 San Diego State Aztecs against the number 1 UConn. This was the game last year. So 26-10, San Diego State. UConn's 33-3. UConn's a 10.5 point favorite. Over/under is 135.5. San Diego State defeated Yale and UAB to get here. UConn defeated Northwestern and Stetson to get here. I've got UConn advancing. It's going to be the same. I think it's going to be a repeat from last year. So I'm going to take San Diego State in the under team total at 62.5. And I'm going to look at Newton for UConn to have a good game like he did last year against them in the final at over 14.5 points. I think he had 16 or 19. I think it was 8 for 8, so I think he had 16 last year. But over 14.5 for Newton. The next game is going to be the number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide, 23-11 against the UNC Tar Heels, 29-7. UNC is a 4.5 point favorite. The over/under is 173.5. Alabama defeated GCU and the College of Charleston to get here, while UNC defeated Michigan State and Wagner to get here. I've got Alabama advancing. I'm going to take the over at 173.5. I think a bunch of points are going to get scored in this game. I'm going to take Ingram to have over 11.5 points and over 8.5 rebounds. I'm going to take Sears to have over 2.5 threes. And I'm going to take Armando Bacot, I murder his name, I'm sure, to have over 16.5 points. Alabama advances, and then a bunch of little same game parlays you can do there. Number 3, Illinois, 28-8, is going to take on Iowa State, 29-7 in the next game. Iowa State's a 1.5 point favorite. The over/under is 145.5. Illinois defeated Duquesne and Moorhead to get here, while Iowa State defeated South Dakota State and Washington State to get here. I've got Iowa State advancing, and I'm going to take Shannon Jr. for Illinois to have over 21.5 points. And that'll be it for today's games. Y'all have a good luck and have a great day.
Never learn, say I never learn. I spit fire and I bleed whiskey. Won't you please just let me burn? 'Cause I'll burn it down.